It's been a long time since we've been back out in the streets, and we're so excited to be here. I think this is not only a celebratory time for us to be able to commemorate this project and to recognize the hard work that was put into it, but also just recognize that as we continue to reopen the city in a responsible and safe way, that we're also celebrating the neighbors, the neighborhood, and all of the unique characteristics of our city, because that's what makes San Francisco special, and that's going to be a really big part of our recovery as we go forward. I want to introduce a few speakers. We have a great program today. It's going to be relatively short, but it's going to be right to the point. Of course, our mayor is going to speak, but I'm also going to introduce Sunshine to come on up and speak as well. If we are talking about any champion of the city in terms of making sure that we invest in our neighborhoods, continue to invest in making sure that our streets look good, that we continue to take care of our neighborhoods, it's our very own Mayor London Breed. She has been a big champion, not only having been the district supervisor for this district before, but now as mayor, really continuing to invest in the resources and the attention and the focus on making sure that our neighborhoods are taken care of, that we support our local small businesses. So without further ado, Mayor London Breed.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. It's good to be here in the Haight-Ashbury community. This is a community that's near and dear to my heart because I spent a lot of time here at Gus's Market shopping, at Decades of Fashion with Cicely, at Love on Haight with Sunny. It's just an amazing community where you can basically find anything. And it's an important community, not just for the people who live here, but also the people who visit San Francisco. When I was actually at Decades of Fashion on Saturday, I met some tourists, some people who were coming to San Francisco from other states. We know that as we begin to reopen after being closed for much too long, that it's important to invest in neighborhoods like this, to make sure that projects occur during a time where it's not so disruptive, but then look at what we have as a result of this. Now, as a former District 5 supervisor, I had to hear a lot of the complaints from many of the merchants and neighbors about the whole construction process, whether it was issues around parking, the gas leaks that occurred on numerous occasions, the things that led to some real challenges. This community has not just suffered because of the pandemic. There were a lot of challenges around this construction. But here's the good news. We're done, finally. After all the pain and suffering, the results are amazing. And because Sunshine is so sparkly, we wanted to sparkle up the sidewalks with a little bit of glitter. The fact is, these projects are never easy, and they're tough. And in some instances, there are neighborhoods that aren't able to do these kinds of projects. This community came together. They provided the guidance for what they wanted to see, both merchants and people who live here. They harassed me as a supervisor and now as mayor to make sure that we got the resources when the community process was complete to get the job done. And now, thanks to Ruiz Construction and 130 construction workers, we are finally at the end of this project. And so, what does it mean? Something that you may not be able to see, and something that makes me really excited as a mayor because I'm a big infrastructure person. So the sewer system has been replaced. So that means your toilets will keep flushing. We won't see these massive flood situations. And for those of you who probably have experienced those things, this is probably a welcomed addition. And for those of you who visit this neighborhood frequently, you know as soon as you get to the Haight-Ashbury, your cell phone reception drops. Well, there have been improvements to make sure that that doesn't continue to happen. So those are very exciting things. But also the pedestrian lights to light the sidewalks. They are absolutely beautiful. And I see Irene is excited about those. She's blowing the whistle. Thank you very much. The new trash receptacles so that we can keep our streets clean. The bulb outs, the way that we design the streets to make it more pedestrian friendly, the infrastructure, the trees, all these really cool things that make neighborhoods beautiful. And so this project is because of the people in this community. This project is because of the hardworking men in labor. This project is because of a lot of department heads and a lot of resources that came together. So I want to thank the Department of Public Works and Alaric, who's here with us today. I want to thank MTA and Jeff Tumlin, the head of that department. I want to thank the Transportation Authority for the resources that were provided for this project as well. I want to thank the Office of Economic and Workforce Development for working with the community and working with a number of the businesses that are here. I want to thank this community, especially the businesses that are in the Haight-Ashbury. This place is a great place to visit. You can find anything you need here. If you want a sandwich, you can go to Gus's. If you want to buy a t-shirt, you can go at any of these stores, jewelry, anything. And in fact, on Saturday, what I saw was something I haven't seen in a long time, which was really cool. In this art space across the street, there was some artist performing. People were sitting on the sidewalk. There was space for people to walk by the way. But they had on headphones, and there was this whole thing. I didn't even know what it was, but it was really, really cool. And that's what the Haight is. It's really, really cool. And I just noticed that your former supervisor, Valley Brown, is here. So when I left the office of supervisor to become mayor, Valley stepped in. She made sure this work was done. She helped respond to this community and deal with the challenges. And so again, we are so excited and grateful to be here today. So as we reopen, make sure you visit these stores. Make sure you support the Haight-Ashbury community. This is an historic neighborhood in San Francisco, and we want to make sure that it is thriving, that it is clean, that it is safe, and that it is here for generations to come. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Mayor Breed, for your ongoing commitment and, of course, leadership and personal attention to this neighborhood. I know that the neighbors here, the merchants here appreciate it. And, of course, no project is successful without the deep engagement of our community. And I want to really thank the folks who have been part of this, not only the residents who live in the area, but, of course, the Haight-Ashbury Merchant Association. Sunshine Powers, Sunny, is going to come up and say a few words, but before she does, I just want to say congratulations again to her. Many of you may not know, she just got married during the pandemic. Congratulations. Sunny?
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Haight. Thank you, Madam Mayor, distinguished guests, and my community. I'd like to share with you a little story about what happened at my shop yesterday. I have a handyman that's been doing some work, and at the end of it, he sat down, and he wanted to tell me about his experience being in the Haight for the first time. He said that every person that walked into Love on Haight, whether it was a couple, a person, or a family, left happier and with a larger smile on their face than when they first walked in. To me, I could think of no better compliment as a business owner here on the Haight, because as a native San Franciscan and as someone who has spent over 30 years here in the Haight, it is what the Haight has done for me. It has made me smile. It has made me happier. And it is a perfect example of San Francisco, where you can be whoever you want to be, and it is okay. How else would a woman that looks like me be able to talk at an event like this today? You've got to love San Francisco. When I used to do walking tours here in the Haight, I would end by saying that when people think of San Francisco, they think of the Golden Gate Bridge, Fisherman's Wharf, and a hippie on the corner of Haight and Ashbury. Well, here I am. And I would like you all to know that we have brand new lights, brand new sidewalks, but even though we have some new stuff, the color, creativity, and consciousness that Haight Street is historically known for still emulates from these streets. But even more importantly, our rainbow is brighter, our streets sparkle as much as we do, and the love is here times 11. I think if there's one thing that we as business owners, as community members, as San Franciscans have learned from this pandemic, is that we will get by, we will survive, and we will thrive. Thank you everyone for coming out today. Please get vaccinated. Shall we cut some ribbons?